One thing I don't do, bro. One thing I don't do. I'm the type of person, I'm a team player. So if God was in a situation and I feel like somebody feels trying to take his life, you damn right I'm gonna ride.
The verdict in the Hernandez-Govan trial. In case you missed it, that verdict came out roughly around 10:45 this morning, and it was not guilty on both counts. Hernandez-Govan was accused of being the mastermind in the death of rapper Young Dolph. He is now a free man, free to go after 2 not guilty verdicts.
Hey man, I'ma keep this G, bro. Dolph, you a bitch. You a soft ass nigga. You nice ass nigga. If you got a problem, you got a problem. Shut ass nigga. Ain't no motherfucking king of Memphis. Ain't king of South Memphis.
So, it looks like there's fire in the enemy's camp, this time between Blac Youngsta and Yo Gotti. And that's a shock to a lot of people, because everybody knows how Blac Youngsta used to ride hard for CMG and Gotti, especially during the whole Young Dolph situation.
Where you at?
Where you at,
Where you
dog?
at? See the lamb in the back? You see me? Dolph at, cuz.
Where you at, dog?
Where you at? Where you at? We in Castalia right now. We just left the store. Where you at right now, dog?
He was even out here disrespecting Dolph after his tragic death. But now, it seems like Blac Youngsta is out of the camp, and fans can't help but wonder what really went down, or if things could get deadly. Let's break it down. So, a couple days back, Blac Youngsta went viral after he took CMG out of his bio and claimed he was independent. But a lot of people weren't too shocked, because it feels like every year he does the same thing. Just last year, he pulled the same move a week before Yo Gotti's birthday, and then still popped up at the birthday celebration. But this time though, it's starting to look like it might actually be real, like Blac Youngsta is officially out of CMG. And of course, the internet is flooded with conspiracy theories about what went wrong. People first started pointing to what Blac Youngsta himself wrote on social media. He posted, "Play with me. I'ma take away everything that came out your mama. I swear to God, all my brothers dead, so why not? The house going to send this ish upside down about me, dead or alive. But I stand on my own 10. That's why I'm respectful and respected everywhere I go. I'm the realest dude you'll ever run across. All my dudes know for sure. I hold this ish together. Loyalty, all we know. The house don't go against the house. That's the way my grandma raised me. God bless everyone." Then he followed it up with another post saying, "These dudes CB4 and they still misleading the youth like they some type of mob bosses. Bro, I'm going to bed right now and it's 11 a.m. I'm sick of these dudes and I'm going to lead by example. I'm going to show them YNs there's more to life. I blame the fake OGs, the fake big homies, the fake big brothers, the fake CEOs, the fake teachers, the fake people in your life not telling you right from wrong. But I understand, it's hard to listen to BS from a BS person. I was once like you, I'm not afraid to admit it. God put me here to help you go through whatever it is you're dealing with." Now that first post sounded kind of cryptic, but the second one? A lot of people are saying that was most definitely aimed at Yo Gotti. Why? Because in multiple interviews and even in his music, Yo Gotti has always said that as the CEO of CMG, he was influenced and inspired by mob bosses. Even his name, Yo Gotti, comes from John Gotti, the Italian mafia boss of the Gambino family. Blac Youngsta didn't stop there. He later posted, "Don't ask me about no dude you don't see me with. I don't allow nobody I don't respect around me. For real. For real." And mind you, this was the very same day he went viral for taking CMG out his bio and announcing he was independent. So it's pretty clear people were probably blowing up his phone, asking what's really going on between him and Yo Gotti. He kept going, saying, "90% of the people you see me around, it's only business for me. For real. For real. Majority of my friends are dead and gone. I don't make new friends for sure. The 1% you never see me with, we like real brothers. It's love, loyalty to the death with us. But truth be told, I'm cool on that fake love and loyalty from a few people that I realize been faking for too long at this point. I'm cool with standing alone. I'm cool with the fact that I have put trust in the wrong people. A few times, I wash my hands. No more making it look good. We either cool or we not. Either way, I'm cool. I'm not like your favorite rapper. Allegedly, I live what I rap. Whole time dudes just sound good on songs. If I'm lying, God could take my soul out my body in the next 5 minutes. No cap. I cut a lot of people off that I thought was real like me. They either P, be made, yes, men, snakes, or disloyal, ungrateful, don't believe in God like me, or think they bigger than a program. Now this had fans digging even deeper and asking, why now? Why did Blac Youngsta finally decide to leave CMG? And one theory floating around ties it to the Young Dolph case. Recently, Hernandez Govan, the guy prosecutors painted as the mastermind behind Dolph's murder, was found not guilty on August 21, 2025 of first-degree murder, attempted murder, and conspiracy.
The verdict in the Hernandez-Govan trial. In case you missed it, that verdict came out roughly around 10:45 this morning, and it was not guilty on both counts. Hernandez-Govan was accused of being the mastermind in the death of rapper Young Dolph. He is now a free man, free to go after 2 not guilty verdicts.
Prosecutors had claimed Govan was the middleman for Big Jook, Yo Gotti's brother, who allegedly put a $100K hit on Dolph and even bounties on Paper Route Empire artists. But with Big Jook getting killed back in January 2024, before the trial, it wiped out a major piece of the prosecution's case. That left a vacuum, and now Govan is walking free.
I just want to say thank you to my attorneys, Manny, Robert, Haley, Beth, Handel, my private investigators, and Manny still helped me, you know, and he knew I was innocent. Everybody around me knew I was innocent.
Some fans believe this acquittal may have shifted the whole playing field. With that legal pressure easing up, it could have given Blac Youngsta the confidence to finally make his move. And at the same time, it leaves one of the biggest questions still hanging in the air: who really ordered the hit on Young Dolph? Another angle fans are pointing out is that maybe all this stems from Blac Youngsta constantly dissing Young Dolph even after his death, and how that could end up being used against him by police. Word is, Yo Gotti wasn't too happy about Youngsta trolling Dolph after he passed, especially with people close to Gotti being suspected to have ties to the case. On top of that, CMG's name kept getting dragged into the situation, so Youngsta mocking Dolph's death right after it happened wasn't a good look for Gotti or CMG at all. And if we rewind a bit, everybody knows Blac Youngsta was front and center in that whole Dolph vs. Gotti beef. Unlike Gotti, who kept things more low-key with his disses, Youngsta went all in. He straight up said he was gonna slap Dolph.
Hey man, I'ma keep this G, bro. Dolph, you a bitch. You a soft ass nigga. You nice ass nigga. If you got a problem, you got a problem. Shut ass nigga. Ain't even no motherfucking king of Memphis. You ain't king of South Memphis. You ain't from the city.
When Dolph saw the video, he brushed it off at first, responding with just a laughing emoji and a thumbs down, like he wasn't taking it seriously. But Youngsta wasn't bluffing. He actually pulled up to Dolph's hood in Castellan, strapped with all kinds of weapons, looking for him.
Where you at? Where you at, dog? See the left back? You see me? Dolph at, cuz. Where you at, dog? Where you at? Where you at? We in Castellan right now. We just left the store. Where you at right now, dog?
Once that video started going viral, Dolph hopped on Instagram to call out both Youngsta and Gotti, saying they were basically playing police games, trying to set him up to get locked up instead of handling the beef in the streets. From there, Youngsta kept pressing the issue. He dropped 2 diss tracks, Shake Some and I'm Assuming. And right after Dolph was killed, Youngsta even performed Shake Some at a Dallas nightclub. Fans weren't feeling that at all. They thought it was wildly disrespectful, especially under the circumstances. But instead of cooling off, Youngsta doubled down. He shot a music video for I'm Assuming and filmed it in a graveyard. In the video, he's rapping in front of a tombstone that says Thornton, which everyone knew was a direct shot at Dolph's real last name. That move stirred up huge backlash. People were shocked he'd go that far, especially so soon after Dolph's death. But still, Youngsta didn't seem to care. He addressed the criticism on Instagram, saying, I'm the type of dude who ain't never sat back and looked for nobody to feel sorry for me. I come from the heart of South Memphis where you get no sympathy, don't even know what that is. With that being said, I could give 2 Fs what the world think about me. That attitude only made things worse. Fans felt it was cold-hearted and disrespectful, especially since Dolph was so loved in Memphis and beyond. Now, with all these pieces in play, people are starting to wonder, could things between Blac Youngsta and Yo Gotti actually turn deadly? And some believe it's possible. Even Youngsta himself admitted in interviews that he and Gotti would bump heads all the time because Gotti thought he moved too reckless. And let's be real, Youngsta is reckless, while Gotti has a lot of pull in the streets. So if they don't figure out a way to coexist, a lot of fans fear this could spiral into something deadly. There's also talk floating around that Blac Youngsta might even end up snitching. You know that whole idea? Once the common enemy is gone, the crew starts turning on each other? In this case, that common enemy was Young Dolph. And now that he's gone, some people feel like that's exactly what's happening between Blac Youngsta and Yo Gotti. And we already saw a version of this play out during the trial. Cornelius Smith, one of the alleged shooters, turned into the prosecution's star witness. He straight up identified himself and Justin Johnson in the surveillance footage from the scene. On top of that, he testified that it was Big Jook, Yo Gotti's brother, who put the $100,000 bounty on Dolph's head.
Big Jook had a hit on Dolph's head or whatnot, so...
How do you know that Big Jook had a hit on Dolph's head?
I could quit had told me about it.
How much money was it supposed to be?
$100,000 on Dolph's head.
And had you agreed to do this hit?
Yes, sir.
Had Justin agreed to do this hit?
Yes, sir.
That's where Hernandez Govan came into the picture. According to Cornelius, Govan was the one pulling the strings. He supposedly had ties to CMG and acted as the middleman. But the defense ripped Cornelius apart, calling him a pathological liar, which ended up leading to Govan's acquittal. Then there's Justin Johnson's half-brother, Jamarcus Johnson. In June 2023, he pled guilty to 3 counts of accessory after the fact. Basically, he admitted to helping his brother hide out after the murder, and as part of his plea deal, he could be required to testify against his own brother. His lawyer made it clear Jamarcus didn't know anything about the murder beforehand and wasn't involved when it happened, that he only helped after the fact. But still, that's a classic case of snitching to dodge a long sentence, which really showed the cracks in loyalty. Now, with Govan walking free, the state's main theory about who actually ordered the hit has completely fallen apart. That leaves a big hole in the case, sparking more suspicion and tension, especially among those who were once allies. Everybody's wondering, who really pulled the strings, and who's going to take the fall next? But the thing is, Govan's acquittal came as a real shock to a lot of Young Dolph fans, mainly because so many people believe he definitely had a hand in it. Folks are angry, pointing out how relentless these people were in trying to take Dolph out, and now one of the supposed masterminds is walking free. For those who don't know, there were multiple attempts on Dolph's life before they finally succeeded. The first attempt happened in 2017 during CIAA weekend in Charlotte. Dolph's SUV was sprayed with over 100 bullets in broad daylight, just blocks from the arena where the basketball championship was taking place. It was chaos. Multiple cars were hit, and shell casings were scattered all over the scene.
This what happened. I'm standing up there. I seen him pull off right here.
Yeah, pull off right
here. Bro, a truck came from right here and pulled up and slammed on brake. Moving, bro.
There were even rumors that Dolph had already bulletproofed his truck before this happened, almost like he knew trouble was coming from Yo Gotti's camp. At the time, 3 men were arrested in connection with the shooting: Blac Youngsta, Frederick Black, and Antavius Gardner. They were all hit with multiple charges, including discharging a firearm into occupied property and conspiracy. But when Young Dolph was asked about the arrest, he barely flinched. He wasn't bothered. He stayed locked in on leveling up and shining harder in front of his enemies.
One thing that I know for sure, and I've been knowing it for a long time, you kill your haters with success.
Right after the shooting, he even performed his Yo Gotti diss track, Play With Yo B. Then he doubled down, dropping 3 tracks inspired by the situation: 100 Shots, In Charlotte, and Bulletproof. Eventually, the charges against Blac Youngsta were dropped. According to court documents, In this case, the only evidence tying the defendant to the offense is a suspect vehicle that was rented by the defendant. There is no evidence that the defendant was driving the vehicle during the offense or even an occupant of the vehicle at the time of the offense. But it wouldn't be long before the second attempt on young Dolph's life would come. Months later, outside the Lowe's Hotel in Hollywood, that one almost took him out. He got into a fight with 3 guys in the valet area, got knocked to the ground, and then someone pulled out a gun and shot him multiple times. He was rushed into surgery and survived, but it was clear that somebody really wanted him gone.
He was shot. Detectives say 3 men approached him right in front of Lowell's Hollywood Hotel today, where all 4 were guests. There was a fight, young Dolph fell to the ground, and that's when one of the 3 suspects opened fire.
LAPD even named Yo Gotti as a person of interest based on witness statements. A man named Corey McClendon, one of Gotti's close associates, was arrested near the scene. Police even found a gold Escalade linked to the suspects not far away. But like before, charges didn't stick. McClendon got released, and no one's ever been officially charged for that shooting either. But even after coming that close to death, young Dolph didn't flinch. He wasn't shaken at all. In fact, people spotted him walking around solo not long after, like nothing happened. All he cared about was securing the bag and leveling up.
Things happen like you had happened to you. They have epiphanies. They have like life-changing moments. Just want to ask, has your worldview changed at all after what's happened to you?
Not really.
And then there was the actual murder of young Dolph, arguably the most tragic chapter in this whole saga. It happened in broad daylight, right in his hometown of Memphis. Dolph had pulled up to Makita's Homemade Cookies, a spot he was known to frequent and support often. That's when it all went down. 2 masked gunmen ambushed him outside the shop and shot him multiple times before speeding off in a getaway car. The whole thing was caught on surveillance footage, and just like that, Memphis lost one of its most respected voices. What followed was a manhunt that gripped the entire city. Eventually, police arrested 23-year-old Justin Johnson, better known as Straight Drop, and 32-year-old Cornelius Smith. They were both charged with Dolph's murder. And of course, we can't talk about young Dolph's death without going back to where it all started, the beef between him and Yo Gotti. Now, if you ask Yo Gotti, he'll tell you he's just as confused as everyone else. In multiple interviews over the years, Gotti has maintained that he never had any bad blood with Dolph and was genuinely supportive of his movement. He even pulled up a text message he sent to Dolph back in August 2012, where he was showing nothing but love, encouragement, and respect. According to Gotti, the only thing he can guess that might have sparked any tension was the fact that he didn't hop on a song with Dolph when asked. Other than that, he's claimed that he's just as confused as the public about why things spiraled the way they did. From his perspective, there was no real animosity, at least not from his side.
I'm the biggest rapper from Memphis. You know what I mean? I help a lot of rappers from Memphis. You trying to get a verse or something from me, you know? I don't know if I, probably didn't do that. I never done the verse.
But if you turn the mic over to young Dolph, his version of the story paints a whole different picture. Dolph said that around 2012, when he was starting to gain serious traction in Memphis and getting love beyond just the city limits, Yo Gotti reached out and offered him a deal with his label, CMG Music Group. Now at that point, Gotti was already a household name, both in Memphis and nationally, and signing with him would have been a major move for any up-and-coming artist. But Dolph turned it down. According to him, that's when things started to get tense. But it wasn't just the offer, it was the way the offer was presented that rubbed Dolph the wrong way. He said that Gotti basically dissed his own artists in the pitch, claiming they weren't really that good, that they constantly needed help, and that Dolph was different. Gotti reportedly told him something along the lines of, "You don't need all that, you can be a superstar with me." Dolph didn't like that at all. To him, it sounded like Gotti was throwing his own team under the bus just to lure him in. And that kind of energy? Dolph wasn't feeling it. He didn't like the politics or the disrespect. It made him not want to do business with Gotti at all.
You got the money, you got your team, you got this, you got that. You're like, bro, I'm telling you, we can do this, we can do that. I ain't gotta hold your hand like Starlito. I ain't got to babysit you like them. It's my first time meeting you. You gonna really sit and downplay your artist and throw your artist up on the bus to try to persuade me in to come over there? No, it's just, I can't respect that.
But then, there's another layer to this whole situation. Dolph also claimed that he had a relationship with Yo Gotti's baby mama, and when Gotti found out about it, that's when the real beef supposedly ignited. Dolph didn't go too deep into the details, but he said the proof was in the artwork for his infamous diss track, Play Wit Yo B. The cover art featured a phone screen filled with missed calls, allegedly from Gotti's baby mama calling Dolph. Now let's take it back for some context. In 2010, Yo Gotti was really starting to rise in the mainstream game. His track 5 Star, which featured Gucci Mane, Trina, and Nicki Minaj, was charting and getting major attention. Memphis had a new star on the rise, and Gotti was repping the city hard. Meanwhile, Dolph was just stepping onto the scene. He had just dropped his second mixtape, Welcome to Dolph World, and was beginning to get recognized, especially by Atlanta heavyweights like Gucci Mane, 2 Chainz, and OJ the Juiceman. He wasn't a superstar yet, but the buzz was definitely building. By 2012, the dynamics had shifted. Yo Gotti was now a solidified name in the industry, but Dolph wasn't far behind. He was becoming a real force, and Gotti noticed that. That's when he reached out to Dolph to do a community show in Memphis focused on uplifting the youth. There's actual footage of that event, where Gotti and Dolph were on stage together. It's the only known footage of the two performing together, and at that moment, it looked like they were cool, maybe even allies.
Make some noise for Dolph, nigga! Yeah! Shout out to my nigga Young Dolph in this motherfucker!
That show happened around August 2012, the same time Gotti allegedly made his pitch to sign Dolph to CMG. According to Gotti, August 24, 2012 was the last time he and Dolph ever spoke. After that, there's no public record of any other conversations or collaborations between the two. Outwardly, it seemed like everything was still good, but behind the scenes, things were already beginning to shift. Subliminal shots were exchanged, and behind the scenes, things got uglier and uglier. Eventually, the beef turned deadly. Multiple attempts were made on Dolph's life, and it all ended in tragedy with his murder. And after that, the streets got their revenge. A lot of people who even had the slightest connection to Dolph's death, or who dissed him, ended up dead, including Yo Gotti's brother and Blac Youngsta's brother. And now, with Blac Youngsta officially out of CMG, everybody's sitting back waiting to see what's gonna happen next.